Okay, so now with that, time to head into the main event. This Runers is a roguelike. Kind of, sort of in a similar vein as Binding of Isaac, though not nearly as gory. And the funny thing is, this one, I've actually did test recordings of this, and it worked out nicely, and Binding of Isaac, not so much. So, if any sort of roguelike of that sort is going to be happening, this is probably going to be it. I'm not saying this is better than Binding of Isaac, though goodness knows I do enjoy this. It does things in its own way. It allows for you to have more control over what you're doing. So go into adventure. Now I'll start a new one. And I'm gonna start on Wimpy. Yeah, when you first start the game, you have Wimpy and regular. And once you at least beat regular, I presume, then you unlock intimidating, and when you beat intimidating, you unlock nightmare, and I want to say this last one is apocalypse. From what I can tell, the only real difference between these is enemy hit points. Just the higher the difficulty, the tankier enemies get. I don't think they do more damage to you, per se, but enemies being it taking longer to kill them, yeah, that's always a thing. And you have a lot of options here when it comes to you have your choice of race and class. Race gives you, for the most part, is a passive bonus. And I think all of them except for this guy here, the ninja bot, you have access to all of them except for this guy from the very start. I think you'll unlock this one by beating Intimidate, I think. That is that third difficulty. I believe that's how I got that one. And the same goes for the robot class. And these classes all have a specific ability that they have. Though, goodness knows, I never use it. Because, like using bombs in Toho, it requires conscious thought. I'm gonna start off, at least, doing the basic one. Use human, 5% to all stats. And your stats is pretty much based off of percentages. Like, your damage dealt is a percentage, damage you receive is a percentage. All that stuff. And you do, since I'm not selecting a class, I'll just be given one at random. So you do have that option, you can just not select one and the game can decide which one you use. And that also goes with the starting spell. There are 10 different elements: fire, water, earth, air, shock, speed, mind. Wait, was this one mind? No, that one's mind. Man, I forgot what the element for this one was again. Dark and entropy. They all have their various uses. Kindle does damage plus a DOT. Droplet is a damage plus AoE. Earth Spike does the most damage out of the bunch, but it's pinpoint. It's not really. It's not a projectile. It's a spike of earth jutting out of the ground. Which, if you're able to have good accuracy with this, ooh man. Airwave, which I will likely be using here, does good damage and has some extra knockback. Spark has extremely low cooldown time. And all spells have cooldown time, but Spark has low range, but also low cooldown time as like 0.2 or something. Whereas the highest one out of this bunch is like 0.7 seconds maybe. Kinetic Bolt is very fast and as such has long range. Mind Spike is piercing, which is good for crowd control. Magic Missile comes with every time you use it, it gives you a minor cooldown buff. Corruption comes with a speed debuff, and Chaos Bolt fires in random directions. As I'm going to start with Airwave, and let's proceed in. So this thing has 10 floors, with a boss coming in at floors 3, 6, and 9. And each floor has buffs the enemies in one way or another. And go ahead and bring up the map and my stats. And it's a good idea to destroy all the crates and rocks and whatever else, because you might find it's rare, but you can find stuff in them. And these room is a challenge room. For this particular one, it's an escort. So once I go into the circle, a friendly guy will show up, and I basically have to clear the room with him still alive. And I believe he does have the means of defending himself somewhat, but it's And considering I have nothing. Oh, right. The element that I forgot about was light. That's what that was. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that until... Whoa, hello. Oh, jeez. Yep, and you can see the damage you deal. I believe that's a toggleable option. And we got these other mages that cast spells. Pretty much what we're seeing right now is the base level spell for water and entropy. And a double combiner, which I will explain in a moment when I'm not busy destroying things. And right now I am aiming using the mouse. You can use a controller for this, which I have done in the past, but it feels weird aiming with the right joystick, at least for me. And I believe the hearts do, I think they heal for 10 health base. And so just go into this. The combiners. When you first start the game, you don't have any access to any of these runes that use 2 or 3 runes. And there is every combination imaginable. When you first make a spell, first you have to have the relevant runes. Like for Elemental Helix here, it would require 1 water, 1 fire. And the first time you create a spell, you need to have a double combiner. Though after you create a spell, you won't have to use a combiner for that spell ever again. And in so going, for the 3 rune spells, you need a triple combiner. A lot rarer, but they're there. And I do have all of the spells unlocked, but I'm not gonna create a new spell until I clear this floor. And the exit to the next floor will be in a random spot, which I won't find until I clear the room in question. Oh dear. And already seeing a little bit of comparison to Binding of Isaac with certain enemies. And as you've seen, we do have experience. We do have a level up system in which you'll get new abilities. And did I just get 2 runes there? Nice. Let's see, I'm at 84. Oh, that was 15 health. Okay. Wait, there's another one in here? Ah, there's an earth. Nice. Oh dear. Yep, and the enemies that are glowing yellow, they are tougher than regular enemies. they have some stat boost of some sort. And you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and pause. And yep, so this is a crawler +1, and it is swift. So it is. Not only does it have more HP, but it's also faster than the regular types, which you can see by comparing it to the regular ones. Yeah, there are some that just have more hit points and or defense, I guess. And entropy rune and another double combiner. Nice. So even for someone like me who already has all the spells, these combiners do still serve a purpose. Because you can break a combiner to gain extra XP. I'm gonna wait until I get 4 and break the triple combiner, since that's more XP efficient. Oh jeez. And whenever you find the exit to a stage, you have the option of... You'll be given a few options for a bonus, which can amount to a stat buff. I think it can offer a combiner on occasion, or it can offer you a specific rune, or improve your rune level. Which, how rune levels work... So basically, well, hold on. Let's see what I get here. So +1 entropy level, +3 move speed, +1 speed levels, or a mind rune. I don't really. Do I want to have more move speed? Yellow enemies. Yeah, they're basically like champions in Isaac. So, do I want more rune speed? Mind runes are good. I think I want that. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep exploring here. So when you saw it was a +1 entropy level and +1 speed level. Basically, you can use runes to improve your existing spells. Like for example, for Airwave here, if I spent air runes on it, it would increase its knockback. But if I had +1 air level, it's like getting +1 knockback for free. So that's how that works. I usually don't do those, but it's to each their own. Let's see. Okay, so this is a dead end ultimately. What's my health at? It's... Actually, I could I can grab that. And right now I have it so that my primary 2 spells are on auto fire, which is definitely a convenient thing, because then you can focus more on aiming and not having to click every half a second. Or I think if you hold it down, it would work, but that's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. The other spells that I have set to L shift and F, they cannot be set to auto fire, and that's where I usually put my buff spells whenever I decide to start using those. Though my first priority will probably be getting at least a second damaging spell. And yeah, I plan on going through every single room. Oh geez. And yep, there's a guy here that's buffing up all the rats. Not that it really... Oh geez, yep. And the stuff that the yellow damage numbers are your crits. You can do it, and your enemies can do it. And the base crit damage is double, though I believe since I'm human, it starts at basically 105%. So it's basically slightly more than double. Dang, another double combiner. And a fire rune as well. I have options. for when I decide to make something new. I like that. And occasionally you'll come across a room that just has nothing but destructibles. Occasionally there'll just be a health or a rune just lying there waiting for you to pick it up. Oh geez, these things. And I apologize if I'm delayed in responding to the chat, because the window size on this is big enough that it's kind of covering up the chat. So I'll have to kind of click over just to see what all was said there. Okay. Oh, I got a water rune there. Nice. And, oh, I think I know what I'm getting now. I think I know what I'm going to be getting. You know what? I think I yeah, just switch over so it's only the spells that I can actually make. Let's see. Fairy light, no. Beacon, no. I want to say it involves light and shock. Oh, I could do both. But you know what? I'm gonna make lights. I like this spell so much. And just go ahead and make those. And since I have 4 combiners, go ahead and make those and do that. And yeah, that definitely leveled me up. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that so that each little point of light does 3.68 damage. That will escalate so quickly. It's so much fun. Let's see. Variant burn, I think. Can I do... Yeah, you have so many options. I think there's like over 200 spells on this. Ooh, guided stones. That is nice. Ooh, but waterfall. Oh, that is good. Piercing. Ah, man. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. And Airwave is officially obsolete. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. Alright. And, oh, yeah, I leveled up because of that. Let's see. So we got Holy Crusader, leaves a holy fire zone after killing an undead. Soul Rip. Killing humanoids, basically those wizards. Basically, they drop a health that heals for 1. Soul Absorption. Yeah, I think I'm gonna want that. And Impromptu Armor. After picking up a health pack, negate the next hit you receive. Not bad, but permanent HP buffs. Yes. All right, and whenever you change your spells around here, they all have an automatic 5-second cooldown. Yeah, so I do have the spells that I really like. Ooh, another Earth Rune. Can't do... I'm not doing much with it now, but... And you're not seeing things. There are 2 aiming reticles. It's because of this brain enemy here. Ooh, a speed rune. Well, that's everything, so I guess time to see if I can save you. Yeah, and their attacks are going to be targeted on him instead of me, which is nice. And yeah, I won. Good. I got another double combiner for it, too. And if you complete one of these things, you get a good bit of XP, and I just leveled up again. Let's see. You just started their essence, which lowers my current cooldowns. I try not to use too much that has a lot long cooldowns. XP bonus. If I'm near a destructible, spread 9% of my... So damage I receive gets sent over to a destructible. And... 10% chance on taking any damage to increase your armor by 10% for 7 seconds. I think more XP and... Oh! Something I get for... Oh, I have good options. Shock, Rune, or Defense. Ooh. Defense is good. But all the pretty lights need to be a lot more powerful. Yep. 4.2. Is there anything else I can do at the moment? Yes, there's stuff I can do. It's just a matter of, do I want to do it right now? I think I want to wait until I get... There's one buff spell that I want to have. I think it requires a Dark Rune. And I think that's the primary buff that I use. So let's hope that I get that. It's, there's the spells in this game run the gamut. You got long range, you got short range, buffs, status ailments. This game can suit pretty much any style of play. And one thing I like about the waterfall spell is it pierces. Granted, it does less damage after the first pierce, but it's still pretty good against. It works as good crowd control. Oh, and I don't like these guys. Those guys can steal pickups and teleport away with them, like he's about to do. No, that ain't gonna happen. And it feels weird doing this on the Wimpy mode. Wait, didn't I? Oh, yes, I did get a Mind Rune. Do I? Yeah, I'll go ahead and buff that up. Ooh, got another Water Rune, so that'll buff that up. Oh, jeez. And if I can get more light runes to buff up the light spell, oh man, things are gonna get nuts. 'Cause it's gonna make the spell slower, which means the lights will be more densely packed. So eventually you'll just become a one constant stream of lights. And depending on how many shock runes I get, or just general attack damage improvements that I may get. And that was me getting an extra 2 max HP. Nice. And if I get that ability again, it does stack. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, level up. Ew. Zac Mac 10 max HP for gain 8% cooldowns. That's not bad. In fact, that I'm wondering. Thing is, I don't know how often I'm gonna be on floors that'll have enemies like this. There's also that. Ooh, man. You know what? No guts, no glory. Ooh. Oh, shock rune. Yay. Oh, dang, I'm just getting a lot of combiners today. I didn't think these things usually shouldn't be this common. Or maybe I'm just imagining things. I don't know. Water rune. That. Alright, what's the challenge for this one? Portal protector. Alright, I think I can do that. Basically, I just have to keep these little imp guys from getting to the portal. Considering that I think with the spells I have, I think I'm good at keeping these guys away. Haha! And another level up, and yeah. Let's see what these other things are. After getting hit 8 times, shoot all nearby enemies with electricity. Soul Rip, we've seen that already. And whenever you have a status effect, gain 20% armor. That's not bad, but damage! And another level up, and ooh, light rune. Definitely want that. Yeah, so it increases the duration and lowers the speed. Which means more lights. Let's see, what level am I? I'm already level 5, wow. Dark rune, I think. That's what I want. Let's see, slow burn. That's a nice one. One that increases damage in the end, but it turns all sources of damage into DOT. Wasn't there? Unstable strength. You know what? Yeah. Let's go ahead and add a bit of entropy to that. And yeah, I'm just gonna show off what that does. Watch my damage dealt stat. Yep. That is nuts. And you saw some of those percentages was getting pretty high on that one split second that it was there.